Hello children, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to read another story. Do you all know Thomas and Friends? This is a story from Oliver, the Great Western Engine. Look, this is a railway station. Can you all count how many trains are there? Right. Let's story begin. One day, Edward was talking to Douglas. They had heard that steam engines were being put out of service across the island and replaced by new diesel engines. They're being turned into scrap, said Edward quietly. Don't mention that word, Douglas gasped. It makes my wheels wobble. I agreed, replied Edward. But the Fat Controller says he will make sure there are always steam engines on his railway. I'm glad we work for that Fat Controller, smiled Douglas. That night, Douglas was still working. He had taken the midnight goods train to a station at a faraway part of the island, where only the diesel worked. He was just standing ready for his return journey when he heard a faint hiss. That sounds like a steam engine, he thought in surprise. The hiss came again. Who's there? Asked Douglas. I'm Oliver, whispered a voice. Are you one of the Fat Controller's engine? Aye, and proud of it, replied Douglas. Thank goodness, said the voice. In the darkness, Douglas could just make out a little western engine. This is my coach, Isabel and brake van, Todd, said the engine. We have run out of coal and I have no more steam. But what are you doing there? Asked Douglas. Escaping from the scrapyard, replied Oliver, trembling. Douglas shivered. I'll be glad to help you, he said. We'll make it look as though you are ready to scrap and I'm taking you away. The driver and fireman agreed to help too. Everyone worked fast. They took off Oliver's throat, worked out transit label saying that he belongs to the Fat Controller, and chalked scrap all over him. No time for me to turn around, painted Douglas. I'll have run backward. Douglas and Oliver started out on their journey, but before they could leave the station, they were stopped. Exclaimed the foreman, shining his torch at Oliver. A great western engine. His light flickered further back. With a western coach and a brake van? You can't take these. But there are all of us. See for yourself, exclaimed Douglas' driver. Douglas' driver showed him a transit labels. Oliver and Douglas hardly dared to breathe. The foreman looked all over Oliver. Seems in order. You can go, driver, he said. Phew, that was near thing, Prof. Douglas. We have hard work, smiled Oliver. We were nearly caught getting here and had to hide on old quarry branch of 3 days. I was very frightened. I am not surprised, replied Douglas, and they four hit. It was daylight when their journey ended. We are home, cried Douglas as they reached the Fat Controller's railway. I know just a place for you, and he showed them an empty siding nicely hidden away. Goodbye and thank you, whispered Oliver. I was happy to help, smiled Douglas, and he puffed away. Back at the shed, Douglas told other engines all about Oliver. They were very excited and agreed that something must be done for him. The Fat Controller will have to know, said James. Douglas should tell him at once, added Gordon family. Well, here I am, said cheerful voice. Now what's all about? It was the Fat Controller. The engines were silent. Beg your pardon, sir, but we do need another engine, said quietly at last. Yes, sir, a steam engine, sir, said Gordon. We do indeed, replied the Fed controller. But I'm afraid that unless one is saved from scrap, there's little hope. But, sir, burst out Douglas, what has been? Who told you that, Douglas? Asked the Fed controller. The engines looked nervously at each other. This is the end of the Oliver the Great Western Engine story. Children, look into this picture. Which engine do you like? Please comment below. If you like my stories, please subscribe my YouTube channel.